I did a big goof today. I forgot to have my microphone plugged in because I was changing headsets out and one of their microphones doesn't work. And also the blue snowball was disconnected. But I'm just going to layer over some commentary so that you guys at least know what I was doing or why I was doing some of the things that I was. But anyway, let's get started because I'm about to click the start button for Eden because Eden's just an RNG character, a lot of fun to play. And then I saw I had the tick and I also had the booger. And I was like, how could this possibly go wrong? And I was like, whatever. I will take what RNGesus gives me. RNGesus gives and he takes. But as you can tell immediately, the booger is actually not a bad item at all in the basement. It just pretty much deals with any of the problem children that I run into. Another thing that you may have already noticed is that I only have 2 blue hearts. And I immediately lose one of them. How, you ask? That's how. And we're going to ride this low line for quite a little while, and then something even worse happens. I saw a zombie baby, and I was like, well, I already have a little bit of survivability, just in the fact that I can put a booger on them and run away. But with the flies able to also kind of target things that are a little too far out of my way to deal with, like that guy that was behind me, it actually helped out a lot. And the booger pretty much does all the work here, and I entirely let it. I have 1 blue heart. I don't want to die. Please don't be mean to me. I go over here and run behind some rocks for a moment just to get him over back there, so that I can put another booger on him and run. And then here's where I get the ball of bandages. It comes pretty in handy. I wasn't too happy to see it. I was hoping for some health or anything else, but alas, that didn't come. I have no bombs, and I really want that tinted rock over there. And by the way, my entire life turns around once I finally get that tinted rock at the end of this floor. But I think I'll be quiet for a minute and let you just enjoy the struggle that I'm going through. Still looking at that tinted rock, just wishing I could get to it. So I come into this room and see the buttons and I think, well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? And then it does. Which, I suppose there are worse enemies that I could face, and there could have been more troll bombs, and never say that's the worst thing you can see, because the game will then immediately show you a much worse thing. But, it wasn't any health, it wasn't any bomb, it was not what I was looking for. Deal with that room fairly easily, find the bomb, and I get really excited. I'm like, okay, I can at least get myself 1 soul heart. Right? Just 1. And I'm actually trying to go over to the item room, because I guess I forgot the tinted rock was there, but I know I was really excited to get into it. And I had actually seen that tinted rock, and I think that's what reminded me to come back up here and say, ooh, yeah, I can actually get a chest out of this. Oh, I got 2. And then what is that? Steven. Damage up. Oh, yeah. That was exactly what my momentum needed. Just a little nudge in the right direction. And then I get all stats up. And then I was like, wait a second, I can do this. This run is entirely doable now. I have a red heart and 3 blue hearts. I have an orbital, zombie baby, and a fair ton of damage for only like the 2nd floor. So, I was very confident running in on my boss, but I was still a little underwhelming because I didn't have any bombs, and I really wanted to blow those guys up. I even considered running into the blood donation machine just to get some more money for the shop, but I decided against it. I hate it when I get stuck on rocks like that. It's the most aggravating thing in the entire world. Here, I was deeply impressed with myself and my ability to not be hit by those guys. And I didn't even realize I picked up that golden key. I was like, oh wow, I just picked up 2 more keys. And then I got a luck up, and then I got another luck up. How lucky, am I right? I decided to take the coupon with me because I'm like, well, I could technically use it in this room and see if I could get something for free. And then I actually get the blue heart. I don't know if it actually works based on proximity because it doesn't really feel like it all the time. Or maybe I just got lucky getting exactly what I wanted. But I'm not sure. I should probably look the item up and see. But I'm not going to do that right now. And then there, I considered for a long time whether or not I wanted to place a bomb. But I decided against it. By the way, I should mention, this is a very casual run I was doing, where I was just trying to have some fun, find some good items, maybe at least make it to Mom or past her, depending on what I could do with whatever the game threw at me. But then it was just like, no, hang on a second. No, you can have a couple things. You'll get out of the basement feeling good. And then here, it was actually incredibly simple to deal with him. See that? He didn't even bounce back and forth. The bomb just took care of him. And then here in my first devil deal, I get 3 chests. I was expecting one of them to send me to my devil deal and waste my time, but instead I actually got troll bombs, which almost tagged me, and bad spiders. But I also got a couple good spiders that come with me for a little while. So, you veterans out there, you see that Curse of the Blind? I didn't really notice it when I came into the level because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to everything around me. And then right here, I yelled because it's Curse of the Blind. And then I got really brave, and then I picked up the item anyway. And it turned out really, really well, and I was very happy. Pyromaniac, by the way, makes it to where you don't take damage when bombs are set off beside you, and it also gives you bombs. But moreover, it actually heals your red hearts if your heart containers are missing health if you get hit by an explosive. Very, very strong item. But I tend not to rely on it too much for the healing property. Usually just for the defense, because it's one of maybe 3 items. 2 off the top of my head. The host hat also defends against explosive damage. Might be another 1 or 2, but I don't know. There's a whole lot of items I haven't seen before. I decided to backtrack and consider trying to get to my devil deal, but instead I just got some bombs and a mystery item that turned out to be pretty good because it was Guppy's tail. Always got to get the early Guppy touches because you never know if you can make it happen or not. cleaned up that room pretty easily and simply. Not a whole lot to say about it. I just kind of blasted. Red heart, didn't need it. And then this room made me kind of nervous because I forgot I had the pyromaniac. Because I was like, oh wow, I'm just going to blow up one of these guys and they're all going to blow up in a chain and kill me. And then I end up missing one of the most vital things right here. The fact that they were all surrounding me. And then I got a chest and a chest, which was kind of cool with some money inside of it. And then right here I get the petrified poop, but I was so sad. Because it's like, I have the tick. I can't pick up the petrified poop. Oh no! So I ended up breaking all the poop anyway and picking up the penny it gave me and walked out with my tears in my hands. Trying to be a little careful because I had been taking a little bit of damage and I had gotten back to 3.5 blue hearts. And that's a little bit to the danger zone when you're kind of walking through caves and you're expecting to just be running into the room after the next level, or next couple of levels. And then we get this weird mushroom poop room. Kind of aggravating having to fight them behind so many different little pieces of debris. I feel this room pretty handily as well. Just use some flies and some regular old tears and kill them because they're not that difficult. Got another infinite, or well, another skeleton key. Just some ordinary enemies, spitting out some spiders, little tumor men. Not a whole lot to say. Well, I mean, now I'm down to 2.5 blue hearts. I'm kind of feeling a little bit of that stress, like I really need to stop getting hit. Please. And then boom, it happens again. And right about here, I'm thinking, wow, all of my effort to bring this run back from 1 blue heart is about to go out the window. And then I just start focusing up. I go into the shop, and I'm like, you know what? I need stuff. I've got so little health, I need something. So I get me some little drowsy pills here that don't really do anything for me. I don't actually find any beneficial pills on this run. At least none that I remember. I think the most useful thing that I had was explosive diarrhea. I carry one of those around for a little while in the future. Decide I don't want to go back in the shop. I'd rather just see if I get a devil deal. Because I can get one of the items out of my devil deal for free. I see that it's Bighorn, and then I'm like, oh goodness. Bighorn's easy. That's not a big problem. All you gotta do is shoot his hands and stay away from him. Shoot him in the head as he pops up, and then don't let that touch you. And then bada bing, bada boom. Done. Speedball right here. Took another item. And then right here, I'm like, there's no way I'm trading a heart for this. Give it to me for free. And then I get Guppy's collar. And I'm like, wait a second. That's my second Guppy touch. It might actually happen. Even with only one red heart and 2 blue hearts, I can still make this happen. Not only because of the Guppy's collar maybe reviving me, but because if I can get that last Guppy touch, I got too much damage. And right here I'm deciding between Tumor and Tick, but I decided to go ahead and stick with the red Tumor, because the Meat Boy skin is cool. I guess the Meat Boy lack of skin is cool. And then right here I'm thinking I should shoot that with my tears to keep it away, but then decide to just run away and try and use it to open up that. Which was very useful, as you can tell. It was a speed down. See, what those speed down pills enable you to do, not very many players know this, but they actually make your guy move slower. And it's a pain in the keister. And then here I'm like, I don't really want that. That's just going to block a shot every now and then. Get out of here, Pokeball. Goodbye, Feather of Light. And then I was like, wait a second. Fruitcake? Fruitcake kind of fun. Let's get Fruitcake. So now for the rest of the run, I have entirely RNG tiers. Though all of the RNG tiers also have a chance to be a booger. So you'll see some of these weird tiers flying around that are green. Or misshapen, like that black and purple one was. And then here it happens. I get Guppy. And I'm like, I don't really need the coupon anymore. I think I'm just going to keep going with Guppy's paw, eat that red heart, and keep on walking. So I don't really speed up a whole lot here because I'm still at 4.5 blue hearts, and I'm not really confident about going hard. So I just kind of cruise, but then I get another blue heart, and then my confidence definitely gets a booster shot, but that's just how you lose. That's a good way to lose is by getting too confident. Because see what happens right there? That whole heart advantage I had built myself up over the course of that floor, just gone. And there's when I remember, oh, wait, I have Pyromaniac. And I'll start thinking, I wonder if there's a way I can get a whole bunch of red hearts. Maybe I can find the body. That would make me really good. I could just heal myself in bombs and stuff since I have 7 of them. It shouldn't be too hard to find more. But, of course, we have Guppy, so we don't really need anything else. And I decide that I don't want to spend my only key on one of those 4 random chests. Got a couple portal generators, and then a key comes, and that really surprises me after having Guppy's tail, because keys don't like to fall. But I end up using the key before I even get back to that quadruple chest room, and I end up not even using the keys in there. But as for the Fallen, he gets a cheeky hit in on me, but otherwise, I found him. Money time. In here, I'm really just trying to explore to see if I can find a little bit of extra on the map. I don't really know what I'm looking for other than maybe a couple of blue hearts. Yeah, I do risky play for the paralysis pill because I forgot what it was. So as we move on to the next floor, Necropolis 1, it's Curse of the Unknown again, which I deal with fine. I'll put it that way. And look at this. I literally almost pick up Bob's brain and then I psych it out. Get out of here. I know I'm immune to explosions, but I still don't pick that item up on principle. I don't like it. At least not when I'm on a run like this. Sometimes it'll be the first item I pick up, and then I'll just push real hard and see how far I can get with it. And then I find restock, which gets me really excited, but then the shot doesn't restock with it, so I'm just a little disappointed. I contemplate using explosive diarrhea to blow up the shopkeep, but I decide against it, because all I'm going to do is blow up my donation machine. It's only got $27 left in it anyway, or 27 pennies. All this is really easy to deal with when you have this much damage and flying. Because the flies actually hit with 2.5 times your damage. Or maybe 1.5 times your damage. And then spiders do either 2.5 times your damage or 3 times your damage. Something like that. I don't know. It's crazy damage. That's all you gotta know. You see a piece of a cat or a cat, well, Tabby's head's pretty good, but only in certain scenarios. And then I find another speed down pill, and I decide to leave it behind. I've got enough junk in my inventory already that I don't want to have. I decide to hug the beggar until he gives me the lucky foot, which then takes my luck up an additional point, which is very, very good for booger. It makes lots of boogers come out sometimes.
I'm drowsy.
See, this character is a little bit nutty with damage. And then there we have it, a fourth guppy item. So I decided to use it and keep the guppy's paw. I don't think I ever use the paw again for the rest of the run, but I still like to hang on to it. Because you never know. You might pick up an item that gives you a red heart you don't want. These guys are really easy to kill, but I don't underestimate them because I don't want to lose any health, especially when I can't see it. I check in there and decide that the gray chest is absolutely not worth it, and then oh yeah, I remember what's going on. I was trying to look at my map because I couldn't figure out where my boss room was, and I'm just terrible at navigating in this game. I've already missed Boss Rush Bus, so I'm a little dejected, but I knew I was going to miss it anyway, because this is a super cash run. Just take it easy. Shoot the poops, it doesn't matter. Let's just have some fun on this run. Right? And then I just slap War out of the way, which saves me about a full minute of time that I would have been fighting him otherwise had I had like 3 damage and half the tier rate. That happens to me so often. I decided to walk right into the curse room because what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to lose a half a blue heart on my way out, and then I do. But at least I got my blue heart back full. And then I walked in here and I was like, I really want to do Devil Deal, but it didn't happen. You know better than to walk in front of those guys, if I can help it, if I notice them. Sometimes I'll just be walking like right here, and then Penn will slap me. I was very happy to get the key out of that chest. And then I walked right over to this door. And and I got a whopping single bomb out of it. I wasn't super happy about that, but I already had plenty to win the game. I didn't need more resources. And then I was hoping to find an item in the shop that might help, but then it was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna pick up the money he dropped. And I decided I didn't want the penny that was right next to the fire, because if I would have taken damage, I would have felt like the biggest fool in the universe. And then I see my item room and my treasure box, and I say, well, it looks like we're not getting that, boys. And then I got really excited, and then I got an X-Lax pill. And then I noticed it was Mom, and I was like, whatever. Let's just do some explosive diarrhea, run into her fat through the door, and blast her with some tears. And then I saw the angel room, and I was like, what? I've taken a devil deal. And then I remembered the devil deal that I had taken. I had gotten with a coupon. So I walked in, got another blue heart, and then I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to take this lordly item. But not only am I going to take the lordly item, I'm going to throw a bomb at the angel. So after bombing the angel, I got a blue heart out of it, and I also just got to bust it up. And I decided that we might take it to Super Stan. But what happens next may surprise you, or it might not. You may know exactly what's coming. But really, after picking up that angel room item, this is really more of a thing of beauty that I shouldn't commentate over. So I'm just going to let you enjoy unless I have something important to say. Because where this run goes, I don't really want to spoil. I'm really trying hard to find my boss room right here. And I also wanted the whipworm, but I couldn't get it. Right here I discovered that I actually got out of an XL with not that much sweat. And I'm very thankful for that. By the way, I hope you're all keeping in mind that I'm thinking that I'm commentating on all this while I'm playing it. So, every now and then I stop for a second, look around, and talk. Like right here, I make the biggest decision of my whole life. And I walk in, and I jump down the little blue hole. And me, being a dummy, I didn't think about how I only had 2 keys. Didn't even consider it. I knew the Halo of Flies would come in super handy, so I also decided to go with the kidney stone here. Mostly because I really didn't want either of the items, but I had already used my keys, and that was the moment when I realized, well, it's that or nothing. And honestly, it's not terrible. And then I realized that it also messed with my range, and then I was like, well, oof. But as you'll notice, it doesn't really affect my range that much. I still got pretty good range. And by the way, I'm trying to commentate through all of this. Tight little squeezes. Thanking the lords of RNG that I got the Halo of Flies, because that's what really carried me through this. And I was really digging the DPS on that kidney stone. I also don't know what that effect is that's causing the brimstone tears that kind of waft back and forth. And I was really disappointed that I had stutter-stepped my key and lost my kidney stone buff there when I was running away from the hush. So, and also, Halo of Flies saved me big time there. I should have taken damage, but I did not. I ate that entire wave, and I think it was because of foul bandages. Look at the flies. The flies are where the real damage is coming from. The steady streams of flies. And then this is where it gets real. I'll start to sweat. And I don't know if you noticed this, but all the bullets just happen to curve right around where I'm standing. So I'm like, this might actually be a good place to stay. And then I get the kidney stone off right when he sits up and just slap him right in the face. And then I unlock Eden's Blessing because I realize, oh wait, I've never actually beaten Hush with Eden before. Well, this door's open. Might as well take the opportunity because if I haven't beaten Hush, I've probably not beaten Delirium. So, let's hope that I can. I won't spoil how it ends. I will say that I was praying really hard for a health item right about now. Because 5 hearts against Delirium is not really confidence invoking. Yeah, the Forsaken didn't really last that long. And then I picked up a nice little Bumbo. Figured he could come with me, maybe get big, and help me put out some more DPS against Delirium and other bosses that I'd be encountering along the way. Goodbye, controller. I was actually quite disappointed with how long it took me to kill Triachnid. I was very happy about getting the extra blue heart, though. And I also get lost very easy when it comes to not having a map. So, not having the map really confused me a bunch here. I didn't quite know exactly where to go. And here, I thought, might as well feed Bumbo some. Maybe he'll get big and strong one day and help me out. But I completely derp and take all the money before Bumbo can get any of it. And then I start getting some Delirium flashbacks. Also, something I didn't mention before, I really like how Delirium, when you have little Delirium with you, he changes zombie babies' colors. Makes them look really cool. Didn't really care if I had Keybagger or not. And in this room I knew I was going to take some damage, so I just kind of went ahead and did it. And after taking damage, I wanted to be really careful. And then I was really excited to have a new pill, but I wasn't sure what it was. So I decided to wait until I cleared the room first.
Infested.
Here we go. I get hit as soon as I walk into the room, but it gives me a second to put down some DPS onto Delirium. I've already got him about a third of the way down. I'm feeling really good about this fight right about now. But as anyone who's ever fought Delirium before knows, it is not the first half of the fight you need to be concerned about. It's this bullet hell right here that you need to be concerned about. Want to talk about a butt clincher? This is a butt clincher. And there you have it. I got her done. I was sitting here in shock. I was like, oh, I actually did it. I did it. From Booger and 2 blue hearts and Tick. Booger, 2 blue hearts, and Tick. I made it all the way. Thanks for watching. Come back next time and I'll try and have another video for you. Goodbye!